So it wasn't long ago that Yolanda had asked me to tell my story and share it with everyone. And I was a little hesitant. I didn't think, I really had a story. What good was my story going to do for other people? And so she sent me a note and she said, pray on it and let me know. And that was the best advice I could ever get, because when you pray on something, it gives you that little bit of extra you need to determine, is this something I should do or is this something I shouldn't do? So I decided that I was going to tell my story, but then, days went by and weeks went by and I still, hadn't done it, hadn't recorded what I felt like my story was. And then one day I got an email from someone that works at my company, someone that I did not know, but that was connected through me with the group I'm a part of. And he was having some issues at work, and he said to me, "Can I trust you?" in an email, and he just felt like he needed someone to tell his story to. And so I said, "Absolutely, this is between you and I." And so he told me his story, and I gave him some words of encouragement, not feeling that they were words of encouragement, just basically though, but what I had been through in my career and some of the things I'd encountered and how I overcame those. And I was so surprised by his response. He sent back to me and he said, "Your response is exactly what I needed to hear. Just to be able to trust one person and be able to tell my story has brightened my week." And when I read that, I thought, this is what my friend is talking about. This is what she's saying about sharing her story. So that gave me that last little bit of push that was keeping me from doing this. And so my story. So I was born with a visual impairment. It's congenital, not correctable, and basically I have low vision. So most people think of vision as 20/200, 20/20 is perfect vision. Well, as that bottom number gets higher, your vision gets poor. So in the United States, legally blind is any vision that's 20/200. My vision in each eye is 20/450 and 20/500. So my vision is very low. I don't drive. I can't see things far away, and so those have caused me some heartaches growing up. So when I was in elementary school and middle school, I always felt like I didn't have any friends. I got to high school, I felt like I can't do anything. You get to that age when everybody's driving, and guess what? I can't drive. I can't go visit my friends without my parents dropping me off. I always have to catch the bus. I'm the one that's a senior in high school that's catching the bus. So I just felt like, this visual impairment was, keeping me down. I wasn't going to be able to overcome it. And it just felt like it was a thorn in my side from the time that I realized that I was so very different from everyone else. So I had a lot of encouragement from my parents, and they made me believe I could do anything, although I would always say, well, I can't do everything. I can't do anything. I can't drive. I always dwelt on the negative. But I graduated from high school, went to college, and I met my husband at NC State. And honestly, he is one of the greatest gifts I've ever been given. He saw me for who I was, and even has said on occasion that, I didn't even notice your visual impairment when we first met. He was like, I saw you and who you were on the inside. So I met him. We have 2 kids. My daughter's 10. My son is 7. And, I have a great job. My earning potential is great. I really enjoy my work. And I must say that despite this visual impairment, I have been successful. I don't see myself in that way. But, I realize it now as people tell me. I just felt like, I'm just barely making it. And they're looking at it saying, but look what all you've done. Look what all you've done despite your visual impairment. And so in that respects, I am content and I'm happy. And, there are times when, I do kind of get into a funk where, I start dwelling on this. Well, I can't take my daughter to dance practice because I can't drive, or I can't see my son when he plays football because I can't see him on the field. So there are always those times, but with my faith in God, I know this is His plan. I know that I'm going on to glory and greatness, and that all I've got to do is put my faith in Him. So when I think about this, I say, well, what is my message to people? What is my story telling others? And in my mind, my message is, Don't let obstacles get in your way. And I'm not talking about just disabilities. I'm talking about all things, whether it's people who say you can't do things, or, maybe it's financial issues. Maybe it's, something that has happened to you in the past, something emotional. Don't let those things stop you from being successful. Let them stop you from achieving your dreams and doing, the good that you can do. Because God has a plan for everyone. We just have to let him guide us. He's here to use us in his way. And once you put your faith in him, you realize that, and you will find that, there's just this overarching contentment with your life. You're not always constantly dwelling on what you can't do, but you're starting to realize what you can do. And it's a journey. You're not going to get there at, the first time, but as you go, just like life is a journey, you start to realize those things. And I just reiterate, you're not going to not have those days. You're going to have those bad days. But, throwing those aside, jumping back on, and going on to glory is really, the focus. So my thought to you is, you can do anything. Don't let obstacles get in your way. And realize too that there's someone that can benefit from your story, that has been where you are. Don't ever think you're alone. You always feel like, this is just me. It only happens to me. But in real life, it happens to everybody. And I go back to that email where that guy said, just to be able to tell his story and to have somebody that understood and had been where he was, that's always the case. You may not know it. You may not get that email. You may not have that conversation with that person. But there's always someone out there that has been what you've gone through and can be of assistance to you or help you out.